Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, which is VTU Backs Lecture. In this video, we are going to discuss BCS602 Machine Learning Module 1. Okay, so in this video, only previous year question papers, and this is related to VTU syllabus, according to VTU syllabus, and for 6 semesters. Let's get started. So this video is useful for students who are preparing for the exams and want to know the most important questions from module 1. So watch the video till the end and note down all the important questions. And at the end of the video, I'm just going to tell you where you are going to find the solutions for these important questions, and also the notes, which is going to be very minimal pages for each modules. Okay, minimum of 20 pages for each unit or each module. Okay, so let's get started, and in this video I'm only discussing important questions for module 1. If you comment in this video below, I will just try to share the important questions for module 2. Okay, and if you have any doubts, any question related to module 1 questions, or any concept related to module 1, you can comment down below. So let's get started. So this is just the overview for the syllabus of module 1. First, let us understand what is included in module 1. The first part is introduction to machine learning. Here we study the need of machine learning, definitions of machine learning, relation with other fields, types of machine learning, challenges, process, and application. The second is understanding data. Here we study the big data analysis framework, descriptive statistic, univariate variate data analysis, and visualization. And most questions from this module are theory based and diagram based. Clear? And most tasks are types, process, challenges, and univariate analysis. Okay, so let's get started. So this was just an overview of the syllabus. Next, most expected or important PYQs for module 1 are, okay, the repeated questions are mainly from these topics. Okay, first one is explain the need for machine learning, types of machine learning process, challenges of machine learning, application of ML, descriptive statistics, and univariate data analysis. Okay, so here you can see question number 1 is explain the need for machine learning. So for this question, start with definitions. Definition of machine learning. Machine learning is needed because traditional programming cannot handle the larger or complex and changing data easily. In traditional programming, we give the fixed rules, but in machine learning, the system learns from the data. You can include the example as spam detection, face recognition, recommendation systems, medical diagnosis, and fraud detection. Okay, so in exam, write the answers in the format of first explain the traditional programming, then explain why it is not enough, then explain how ML solves the problem, finally give real-time examples. I repeat, okay, if it is asked for 10 marks, start with explaining the traditional programming, then explain why it is not enough, and then explain how ML solves the problem. Okay, and finally, give the real time examples. Okay, next is you can also draw the diagram of need of an ML. Okay, this diagram shows the basic idea of machine learning. Okay, we provide data to learn algorithms. Okay, for the learning algorithm, the algorithm learns patterns from the data and generates the model, and then the model is used to make predictions on new data. Okay, you can explain it like this, like data plus learning algorithm produced a trained model. The trained model gives output or the prediction. Okay, so that is what it is, right? Problem definition, data collection, pre-processing, sorry, then feature engineering, training, testing, evaluation, and deployment. Okay, next is define what is explain the machine learning types of machine learning. So supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised, and reinforcement learning. Write the table with definition, data type, and the examples. And fourth is explain the univariate analysis, right? So for this, you can include the analysis of one variable at a time. Use frequency table, histogram, bar chart, pie chart, and box plot depending on the data type. Okay, these are the important, like highly priority given. Okay. So yeah, these are just the things which I explained just now. Okay, so machine learning, explain the definition and the process of the machine learning. Okay, training data, learning algorithm, and then model and prediction. Okay, machine learning in relation to other fields related to AI, statistic, DBMS. Okay, so how machine learning is used in AI, statistic, data mining, and pattern recognition. Okay, along with the exam. And these are the types of machine learning: supervised, semi-supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. Okay, so what data is being used for each of the types of machine learning? Okay, which data is being used for supervised along with the example has been given. Okay, so this chart or this slide, if you remember, it's very easy for you to write the theory for types of machine learning. Okay. Next is challenges of machine learning. Very, very important. Like even this question is repeated. So here, explain the challenges of machine learning. Machine learning has many challenges. The first challenge is poor quality data. If the data contains noise, missing values, or errors, the model may give wrong result. And the second is insufficient data. Machine learning needs enough data for training. And the third is overfitting. In overfitting, the model performs well on training data but poorly on the new data. The fourth is underfitting. In underfitting, the model is too simple and cannot learn the pattern. And other challenges include high computational cost, bias, privacy issues, and lack of interpretability. Okay, so you can just go through this. Okay, explain the overfitting and underfitting with example and draw the diagram for this. Okay, so diagram for overfitting, underfitting. Okay, there are some graph, okay, in textbook as well as at the end of the video. I'm going to tell you where you're going to find out the notes for this. Okay, so that will be the bonus tip for you people. Okay, that is going to be the game changer for you people to study for the exam. Okay, that's very, very, like a short note. You can remember, okay, for specific topic, which keywords you have to use. Okay, you have to remember the keywords. Okay, if you know the keywords and the meaning, it's very easy for you to write in exam. Okay, and it is very easy for you to remember while writing the exam. Okay. Next slide is machine learning process. Okay, even this is very repeated question. Here you have problem definition, data collection, data pre-processing. Okay, first the problem definition, we identify the problem to be solved, and then second is data collection. We collect data from different sources. Third is the pre-processing. We clean the data by removing errors, missing values, and duplicate values. Fourth is the feature selection or feature engineering. And fifth is the model selection. Sixth is training. Seventh is testing and evaluation. And finally, the model is deployed. Okay, if you remember this diagram specifically, and then each phases you can explain. Okay, usually asked for 10 marks. Okay, next is applications of machine learning. Okay, so remember the slides. If you remember this application, it's very easy for you to write an exam. Okay, this is just a real time applications of machine learning. So machine learning is used in many fields, as everyone know. In healthcare, ML is used for disease prediction and medical image analysis. In banking, it is used for fraud detection. In e-commerce, it is used for product recommendation. In social media, it is used for phrase recognition and content recommendation. In transportation, it is used in self-driving cars and route prediction. In education, it is used for personalized learning, right? And in the exam, write at least six applications. Okay, in exam, you have to write at least six applications with examples. Explain it with examples. Clear? Okay, even this one is very repeated question. Next is understanding data. Okay, understanding data and big data analysis. Okay, so here in this you have, if you remember this diagram is enough, and then you can write in the sentence. Okay, so data is the foundation of machine learning. If data is good, the model can learn better. If the data is poor, the model will give you the poor results. Data can be numerical, categorical, okay, categorical, structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. Okay, before applying ML algorithms, we must analyze and understand the data. Okay, once you understand the data, once the data is clear, once you have the meaningful data, then only the process or the outcome is going to, I mean, it is going to be better. Okay, you're going to get better results. Okay, and even the model can train properly. Okay, so if you have a good data, the model can learn better. Okay, so that is the key understanding. If the data is good, the model can learn better. Okay, if the data is poor, the model will give you the poor results. Okay, and also data can be numerical, categorical, structure, semi-structure, or unstructured. Okay, next is big data analysis, right? So big data analysis framework explain how large data is collected, stored, processed, analyzed, and visualized. The main steps are data sources or data collection, data storage, data pre-processing, data analysis, data visualization, and decision making. Okay, so examples of big data sources are social media, banking systems, sensors, online shopping platform, and healthcare system. So everywhere, whatever you use, okay, any mobile application, any website, okay, everything is linked to data. Okay, everything is linked to data source. Without data, none of the application can work. Okay, so we have data everywhere. That is big data sources. Okay, they are on social media, banking systems, sensors, online shopping platforms, and healthcare systems. Okay, everywhere. So these are the examples for big data, and this is the process. Okay, data sources, then we have storage, and then processing. Okay, and then data analysis, visualization, and decision making. Okay, next is, okay, so this flow you have to show. Okay, next is, okay, it's very easy explanation. Okay, but we don't have, I will share you the notes. I'm gonna, at the end of the video, I'm just going to tell you where you're going to find out the notes for module one. Okay. And also there is a PDF where I have shared question and answers. Okay. Solved question and answer of previous year question paper. Okay. So if you comment below in this video, and if you're asking me to share for module 2, then of course I'll continue the series, and also I'll share the notes on the website. Okay, so yeah, next question is about descriptive statistic, very important concept. Okay, they can tell you explain descriptive statistics. So descriptive statistic is used to summarize and describe the data. It helps us to understand the basic nature of the data set. Okay, important measures are mean. Okay, here you are going to have the formula. Okay, mean, median, mode, range, then variance, standard deviation, minimum value, maximum value, and quartiles. Okay, mean gives the average value, median gives the middle value, mode gives the most repeated value, standard deviation shows how spread out the data is. And in exam, write the definitions and formula if possible. Okay, so try to remember the formulas. Okay, they can ask you the problems. Okay, and usually they have asked the theory, like explain the descriptive statistics. So you have to explain this statistic, mean, median, mode, range, variance. Okay, standard deviations along with the formula and the explanation. Okay, you can take one example and you can just calculate the mean, median, mode, range, variance. Okay, sorry. So can be asked for 10 marks. Okay, next is we are going to have as univariate data analysis. Even this question has been asked. Okay, you can give the highest priority for this. Okay, so explain univariate data analysis and visualization. Okay, like that they can ask, or else they can ask you specifically like explain the histogram data analysis, okay, used in machine learning. Okay, so specifically also they can ask, and they can also, okay, it is asked in the question paper. Okay, so here explained with an example like analyzing only student marks, only age, or only salary, how it is going to plot the graph for histogram or pie chart. Okay. Sorry. So for example, analyzing so the purpose is to understand the distribution. Okay, understand the distribution, understand the distribution. Okay, next is central tendency, then spread and outliers of the single variable. Okay, for numerical data we can use mean, median, mode, histogram, box plot, and density plot. Okay, so these are the plot graphs which you can explain for data analysis and visualization. Okay, for categorical data, we use frequency table, bar chart, and pie chart. Okay, so for specific data, which plot graph or visualization graph if you is being used, that you have to explain for univariate data analysis. Clear? For categorical data, numerical data, and for let's say you have any purpose is to understand the distribution, central tendency, spread or outliers of a single variable. Okay, so there for numerical data, which graph is being used, and for categorical data, which graph can be used. Okay. Next is uh, that's it. Okay, these are important questions. Okay, so this is just a flow. Okay, so how you are going to answer it? Start with the definition, draw the diagram, use headings, okay, and with bullet points, you're going to answer it, and then example, and then give a small conclusion. This is the format how you are going to write the answer. Okay, this is the pro tip for you to write how to write the answers for the exam. Okay, so yeah. So without skipping these topics, okay, highest priority should be given for this. Okay, these many questions. Here I have just written the headings. Okay, same it is like explain need of machine learning. Okay, so yeah, these are the important topics, important questions asked from model question paper and previous year question papers. Okay, so this is a last minute preparation. Okay, for the students who have not prepared anything, they can go through these questions. If you prepare this question and go and write the exam, you are definitely going to score marks. Definitely. Okay. Definitely you're going to score the marks. Okay. Questions might be rephrased or reframed. Okay, if you read this question, okay, they can just change. Instead of explain, they will say describe the need of machine learning. Okay, I'm just giving one example. Okay, or specifically they will ask you questions. For example, here for univariate analysis and visualization, you have different type of graph, right? Like histogram, pie chart, box plot. So there they can ask you specifically explain the histogram, box plot, okay, univariate analysis and visualization used in machine learning. Okay, so such kind of questions they can just rephrase it. Instead of saying types of machine learning, here you can see, right? They can ask you explain supervised and unsupervised machine learning, okay, which is nothing but the types of machine learning. Okay, that is how they can just rephrase it. But from this topic only, you are going to get the questions. Definitely, 100% it is going to come from this. So, these questions you have to read it carefully, understand the concept. Short notes are available. Where it is available, I'm going to tell you now. Okay, so let's just open the browser and just type VTU smartprep.com. Here you have to create the account, student account, enter your full name, email ID, password, and then sign up. Okay, I already have the account. I'm just going to sign in and then select CSE. So right now only I have uploaded CSE department and only 6 semester notes are available. Okay, so yeah. So I was talking about machine learning. So machine learning. So here you are going to get the syllabus, notes, PYQs and solved answers. Okay, so notes are available for module 1. You just click on read inside the website. Beautiful notes. Okay, so here it is very easily. Okay, if you read this much, okay, you are definitely going to pass. Okay, so these are just regenerated figures and diagrams. Okay, so that I should not get an copyright issue, so I have regenerated this image. Okay, so here everything you're going to get what is supervised, unsupervised. Okay, so this was about notes and it is maybe 20 pages. Okay, not more than 20. Okay, math study. Okay, and here also I have included important questions. Okay, and and answers also you're going to find it over here. Next is okay. So I had selected semester and department, right? So for machine learning, right? So also here you can find PYQs, answers, okay, previous year question paper answers. Read for module 1, I have already uploaded. If you comment on this video, I will also try to upload for module 2. Okay, so the exam is on 29th. So if you see this video before, you can just comment on this video if I'm getting more interaction. Okay, it is going to motivate me also to make a video. Okay, for module 2, module 3, module 4, and module 5. Also, I will upload it. Okay, so read the website and okay. So here you can see question followed by answers. Okay, very short notes. If you remember this, you are definitely going to pass this exam without any doubt. Okay, so this video is been created for the students. Okay, last minute preparation who doesn't have time, they are confused with from where to start, what to start. For them, okay, 80% of students start studying before the day of the exam, right? So even if they give 2 hours for each unit, they okay each unit, and if they refer this notes or solve question paper along with question and answer, they are definitely going to score. Okay, out of 100, they can aram se score 70 plus. Okay, this is just a minimum. Okay, they can also score above 80. Okay, so yeah, so that's it for this video. Okay, visit this website videosmartprep.com. Okay, in this video I have discussed only about module 1. If you want for module 2, module 3, and module 4, you can just comment on this video and I'll continue the playlist. Okay, so that's it for this video. All the best and do well for your exam. Bye bye.